Edward R. Murrow was a pioneer in American broadcast journalism, and last year WFAA, a proud recipient of the prestigious Overall Excellence Award named in his honor. And now a powerful one-man show explores Murrow's life and legacy, all part of AT&T Performing Arts Center's Elevator Project, which is focused on elevating art that might otherwise face an uphill road to getting produced or experienced. As we welcome Nic Greco, who portrays Murrow, along with executive producer Bren Rapp this morning. First of all, thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk about the Elevator Project. For those who are not familiar with it, it literally is trying to elevate works and forms of art.
Yeah, I've produced a lot of work in Dallas in theater, and what the Elevator Project does is really help the artists get out to a broader audience, new venues, deliver stories, like you said, that might need that little bit of a boost to be found and to be heard.
Well, and you've got a name that, anyone who knows the history of journalism in this country is familiar with, Edward R. Murrow. Nic, why is he a great candidate for this type of work?
Well, I think this show is an opportunity to talk about quality of journalism, quality of human beings, and I think he was the pioneer of that. He was the one who said that we had to be better people, and I think that's what's important about this show.
Putting this show together, I'm curious from both of you, what surprised you most in learning about him and trying to tell his stories, Nic?
Just his overall honesty. He's probably the most quotable person I've ever played. And easily the most important person in journalism. Even coming up through the studio, I saw you had, I think, 10 Edward R. Murrow Awards sitting in the lobby, which was very impressive. But just the idea of truth, explaining how truth worked in journalism and how we can be better people was such an important thing that he did for us as a country.
And is that what you find compelling?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because he embodies kind of the American ideology. In thought, act, deed, I think he's kind of a representation of the best of us and what we need to strive to be. And especially, we talk about journalism, but we're kind of all broadcasters now with social media and everything else. We kind of all have the ability to put information out. And I think it's important that you say, well, where is this coming from? What is saying this going to do? And to start thinking about those things. And I think Murrow's story is a great introduction into, hey, I'm kind of in that seat myself every now and then when I'm trying to make an argument about something, and makes you really think.
Telling his story could easily be a 10-part series on HBO or whatever, right? How do you whittle this down into a performance that people can experience in person?
I think the playwright did an excellent job of highlighting some things that Murrow saw during World War II and bringing them back to when he came to America and saw where we were headed, and was able to use what he saw as an example when you see what propaganda can do as far as lifting somebody up who may not should be in power. And I think he saw that. We get to see him experience that, and then we get to see him bring it home. And with the McCarthy broadcast and things like that, we get to see him so adamantly go after something because he saw the end result someplace else.
But I imagine, Nic, there's some extra challenges anytime you're portraying a historical figure, someone we have a record of, that presents some unique aspects to your performance.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, thank God for YouTube. I got to experience so much of Edward R. Murrow's speeches, his See It Now broadcasts, his person to person. He's just a fascinating person altogether. His personal life itself was amazing, and he lived the way he spoke. He lived a life of truth and morally uncompromising.
Well, certainly those efforts and the lessons that he taught us years ago still a North Star for us today in this industry and beyond, as you both said. Thank you for being here this morning. And if you would like to check out Murrow, you can find it this week at Hammond Hall in the Dallas's Winspear Opera House. It runs Thursday through Sunday. And if you'd like ticket information, you can go to attpac.org for more.